I'm really, I'm curious enough to want to download the app, but I have a feeling that's a terrible idea also.
Yeah, because
Oh.
if you're not willing to go outside, then it's a terrible idea.
I'm definitely not willing to go outside. not for no
Then
Pokemon. I'm not going outside.
yeah. So there you go. It's a terrible idea, and you don't want to do it. Don't download the app.
Yes.
Don't be a cell phone peasant.
Life advice from Linux Tech and Gaming. Welcome everybody to the Linux Tech and Gaming Show. If you're just catching us for the first time on stream, go check out our website, linuxtechandgaming.com, and click the live button, and you can check out our schedule so you can see us live again. You can also see our past broadcasts, our news, tutorials, games we talk about, and blogs where we just bullshit.
Indeed.
So we have our usual hosts, myself, the Atomic Ass, and then we have Osiris down there below me. And Ubu came back. Look at that.
Just making an appearance today. I don't know how permanent it is.
Yeah. Well, we're just glad to have you on here.
I know that's a lie, but okay.
And of course we got the beard himself, Sistrum.
Yep.
It's like the retarded Brady Bunch.
He's done that.
Retarded.
Yes, retarded.
Retarded baby.
Hashtag retarded Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Let's get that trending.
So we have nothing to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
Oh no, we have things to talk about.
Great show.
We have
All right,
things-
everybody. We'll talk to you later.
I mean, you know, we've got this augmented reality thing. How's that going to apply when it comes to the virtual reality that we've discussed? You know, since we have all these hoodlums running around now with Pokemon.
Hoodlums.
I really feel like that's what they are, man. Oh my gosh. Like, they move in little packs. I mean, I literally feel like we're going to have little gangs that prop up that are hunting for Pokemon, and they're harassing people and stuff like that because they're getting in their way. I mean, we've already had traffic accidents because people are driving and playing
Accidents.
Pokemon. Accidents. Yeah, we had somebody's, you know, up here and, you know, they're driving their vehicle, man, and they...
That happens down there in the south, right? Those academics.
I don't know. Accidents, yeah, man. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so the biggest deal is that I just don't even know what to think of that, man. That's I don't want to be get off my lawn about it, but there's a
Literally get
there's
off
a
your
level of like literally I literally had to ask a kid to get off my lawn. Just go get your rat thing somewhere else.
Ratimon.
Whatever they're called, I don't know. I think it's a rat. Maybe it's a mouse. I don't know. Anyway. And then he tried to explain to me what was going on, and I'm like, I don't care. Go away.
Speaking of, I turned on Gran Torino. I don't know if you guys ever seen that movie. But it was like right at the part where dude comes out with his gun from like World War II or the Korean War or something. Comes out with his gun and says, "Get off my lawn." I don't know if you guys saw that movie.
I didn't.
Nope.
Of course. None of you guys that watch shows or movies or anything.
If it doesn't have anything to do with comic books, there's probably a 90% chance I'm not going to watch it.
All right.
Just saying.
So System Shock has met its Kickstarter goal and will be coming to Linux as well as Xbox and OS X and Windows 10. It's
Well,
pretty
we
cool.
don't care about those.
Yeah, you should care about that.
No, we care that it's coming to Linux. We don't care about Mac OS or Windows
Oh.
or Xbox.
Nobody cares. Yeah, but if you want to show the pictures, I did leave the link in the Telegram. They met their goal of, what was it, 900,000? and still have 17 days to go out of 15,000 backers. There's also another game that looks interesting called Everspace. I am not completely sure what this game is, but it looks interesting, and it does have Linux support also, as not a stretch goal, but a main goal. That's great. You know,
I
you're showing
literally-
Telegram on screen, or is that no?
That's feedback.
I was gonna say no. All my secrets.
All your secrets are known to the world.
Original IP Dog says, "Wow, this is exciting." I think we need to rein it back a little bit, guys. We're just way too hype right now.
Yeah, we need to
So-
snort some coke.
Yeah. I was gonna say no. We need to take a Valium. We're all just too hyped up, you know.
Yeah. But
Oh my gosh.
yes,
Need to take a Valium, huh?
Everspace looks fantastic. I want it.
Yes, this is a pretty good game. If you go to the media tab, there is oh Lord, it's loud. There is pictures and video.
Oh, so pretty.
Good luck trying to mute it though.
I hear
I wouldn't-
nothing.
Yeah, I wouldn't start the video. I can't figure out how to mute it.
And what is this supposed to be like?
It looks like a space shooter.
Is this a 6 degree of freedom thing?
Is it what now?
Is this going to be a 6 degree of freedom type of game? That's what it's looking like.
Explain to me what that means.
You have literally 6 degrees of control over the over the thing. You know
Oh.
how you
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
So basically, it's a 6-axis control.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
I don't know.
Looks like
Yeah,
it.
I don't know.
looks fantastic. I want it.
Rustier266 wants to know if there's VR support on Linux yet.
No.
No.
Negative, sir.
unfortunately.
Unless you include Android into that, but there is if you include Android, but not anything else. No. Sorry. Wish.
I'm trying to petition these developers and see if we can get us some keys. I don't know. I feel like if it's coming to Xbox One, we're not big enough dogs, I guess. I'll bug them and find out though.
Yeah. Let's see. Here. So, what else we got?
I don't know.
We got the. Well, I'll just cut this out of the video.
Maybe we should just quickly take a moment of silence for all of humanity since it's completely gone down the toilet.
That happened a long time
A
ago.
moment of, dude. We'd have to take more than a moment of silence for humanity right now.
Whatever, you know, the police officers in Dallas and various other folk that have been murdered senselessly. It's just, you know, it's pretty sad.
Hey, does everybody here have speedrunners?
I do.
Negative.
Yeah. Speedrunners is great.
When and if my controller works, it's great.
Exactly.
I was gonna.
Because sometimes my lady controller, sometimes she decides she wants to work. Sometimes she decides that I'm not good enough, and that I must sacrifice blood to the gods of gaming and to get her to work. And sometimes she's just a bitch.
Happens.
Happens, yeah. You know. Sometimes it's just her Xbox time of the month. Oh well.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Well, so what have you guys been playing lately? Well, so let's how will we go there?
Uh, well, yeah, I just played Trine, and I think that's the first game that I've really played for weeks. Any
Yep.
significant hours on.
Atomic and I and M Bode were playing Trine Enchanted Edition yesterday. That game, man, it never gets old. I think it's always fun. Even though the level is the same, it's just you can go through it doing different tactics. With the various either the knight or the thief or the wizard, and the stuff you can do is you can have a good time with friends. It's a lot of fun. 3 people.
Yeah.
Osiris System, what have you guys been playing?
I've been playing a little UT4. I've also been playing. I compiled and built it because I own like every Red Alert game there is. Every basically any of the like the Tiberian Sun games, basically all of the old Westwood Studio games. I like own all of them, even the crappy ones, even the ones after they were purchased by EA. But no, so there's on GitHub. Why do I have a hold on?
I think he was talking to someone else, maybe.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so now that I've been distracted, anyway, back to what I was saying. So on GitHub, they basically have using the Open RA engine, which basically is Red Alert 1, and of course you can play some of the Tiberian Suns games. So basically any Command and Conquer games at all. But now somebody's written code and built some stuff so that you can run Red Alert 2 on it. I'm glad they haven't tried to write code for Red Alert 3 because Red Alert 3 is a piece of crap. Just like StarCraft 2 is a piece of crap. Only because they changed the way the dynamic is on how you play the game, and the graphics are just not zoom outable enough. I just feel it's stupid. But anyway, I felt really awesome that I was able to compile it and build it and that kind of stuff. I'm actually trying to see if I can actually put it in a snap package and see if I can get it ready to go so that it doesn't have to be built all the time. But then I realized if I build it in a snap package, then it's going to require updating the snap package for people. And then I was like, crap, I don't want to maintain that. So if you want to do it, I have links and stuff that I can give, and we could probably put it in the description somewhere if this gets posted to YouTube. And I can put links in the YouTube thing so you can go and look at it yourselves off of GitHub. You do need to have the Red Alert 2 game if you want the full assets, but they do have like a demo version or whatever it's called that you can pull assets from if you just want to play the multiplayer maps, or if you just want to do skirmishes, or if you just want to play online and you don't want to have to deal with all the extra content stuff like actually playing the game, like the actual campaign. Because, well, let's just say the campaign's kind of buggy and it doesn't work all the time, and it took me about a week to get the campaign to even function because I had to build it. So that's a whole other can of worms. But, it's fun and it's awesome, and it's cool that we're able to get things like that, and the fact that you were able to open source things like that in such a way that we can do that. Especially with games like that because there's another thing that you can do online. There's if you like the Command & Conquer games, they now have servers that you can connect to now, because it's, the Open RA is free to use, so yeah, it's kind of cool. Nostalgia. Yeah. I call it nostalgia. I've also been playing Age of Empires 3, because, yeah, I don't know. Because I like doing that, and I've been playing the Fallout games. I have all of the old Fallout games too. Been playing those, and then I've been playing whatever games you guys have me play. I don't know. I've played a few. Played Insurgency. I don't have Trine, so I didn't play that with y'all last night. Plus, I didn't care. I was sleeping.
Oh, I actually started some Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And I don't know what it was with the motion in that game, but I actually started to get kind of motion sickness until I got used to the game.
Well, that's actually been kind of a problem with that series of games for a lot of people because it's probably not running above 30 frames per second for you, is it?
Well, I know originally, yeah, some head honcho at Ubisoft or whoever the developers are were like, yeah, we're running at that cinematic 24 frames per second.
Cringe. But I just realized I played a game I picked up on Steam recently. It's called Cute Things Dying Violently.
Oh man, that game.
So,
Cute Things Dying Violently. Okay.
imagine Super Meat Boy as a mobile game. And just kind of meh. It's like that. That's pretty much it.
Huh.
Okay.
And Osiris, what have you been playing?
He's been playing the Silence game.
I was muted. XCOM 2, Stellaris, Witcher 3, which is not Linux, obviously.
Sexy
That's
forehead.
mostly what I've been playing. Stellaris and XCOM 2.
Literally, all I see is his eyes. That's funny.
That's all you need to see.
Yeah.
Just look deep into them. It'll make you
He's
feel better.
playing Wilson.
It'll make you feel much better.
Yeah, well. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there. Oh, what's up, Swoop? Swoop joined Twitch chat there.
Swoop,
Oh.
long time no see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? No, long enough time no see. You know why it's been a long time? He found out that Ubu was on the show, so he's like, I gotta get in on that. He's like, oh, there's an Ubu, a wild Ubu. I must get on that. He's like, oh, I gotta walk away from the Pokemon Go and see if I can throw one of my Pokeballs at Ubu and capture him.
That's exactly what he was thinking.
You know, and even goes more to the point, the name, I'm sorry, Ubu, your name just reminds me of Pokemon, because it's Ubu. It's awesome, like they should make a Pokemon character out of you.
Hey, that's fine, man. As long as I get paid, it's all good.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's owned by Nintendo. You'll get paid nothing, and you'll like it.
Yeah, royalty checks are, well, let's just say they're synthetic.
They bounce real good. They bounce real good.
We make some real good bouncy balls out of them Nintendo checks.
Yeah, they bounce like rubber. I mean, just think about the E.T. game that they had to bury in the backyard.
Yeah.
But that wasn't Nintendo, was it? That was Atari.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Yeah, those are some really good bouncing
Nintendo-
I
checks.
can't believe that they actually
They
wanted
saved
to bury it.
gaming at that point. Atari was pretty shit.
What's up, Ubu?
No, I was just saying, I can't believe they buried all those ET cartridges in that dump.
It was terrible. That's why. It was bad.
Yeah.
It needed to be burned.
I mean,
No. We don't want to do that to the environment. Are you kidding me? Burning E.T. alive? That would be horrible. That would be absolutely devastating to the environment. You don't want to burn E.T.
so I've literally never heard of this. I mean, I've heard that the thing was thrown in a landfill, but what's the backstory there?
It was a horrible game.
They couldn't.
And they
They
lost.
couldn't get rid of the game, and the game was just so bad it had to. I think it was. I have to look it up, but I thought it was. I think it's also partially a part of a publicity stunt.
Can a game of that era even be bad, relatively?
Yes. There was great games at that time, but there was lots of bad games. So I don't know the way I remember it. Nintendo actually, when Nintendo released the entertainment system, they revitalized the game market hugely because it was pretty downhill. There was some pretty crap ass games on Atari. But yeah.
Well, I mean, the only competition Atari technically really had was the arcade. And, you know, Frogger's only gonna go so far.
Hell yeah, but some people probably play like literally 10,000 hours of Frogger.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are there Frogger Pro championships?
I don't know. It's just an addicting game. I know that.
Wait, is Frogger, is that the one where you hopped across a street
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you had to like not get hit by whatever was like, driving down the road?
Yeah.
So basically, like,
And sometimes
what,
there was logs, like a river too, where you had to jump from log to log, right?
I mean,
So basically, what they're doing with the live action version of Pokemon Go, just avoid the cars. See what I did there? You know, I brought it all the way back in.
I'm trying to think. Oh, Fubex.
Anyway.
so, yeah.
You know what? You know what we should title this? We should title it The One About Pokemon Go.
No.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully it'll do better than Giant VR Tips did. That one got...
Well, because we're going to be hitting the Friends audience here also, because think about it. It's going to be all about nostalgia.
Yeah.
So, the one...
What about the 1060? Interesting, or who gives a shite?
Well,
It seems too expensive to me. What was it, $330?
Good question. Let me find out.
No, I thought it was going to be like $249 or $250.
Yeah, it's 250. 250.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I mean,
that's not bad then. $250.
Yeah.
I think
The
that's
question is-
what I paid for my 760. I think was like $230.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But does it play Crysis, and can it do 1080p gaming? And
Yes,
will it be able to VR?
that I no my
Well,
760.
no, hold on. For a correction, the 1060 can only play at 1060p.
What?
It-
What are you talking?
seriously, that's what it says, right?
Yeah, those extra 20 pixels, man, they just...
Overrated.
Just
It's for that
destroy the
cinematic black
performance.
bars. But yeah, it's coming out. I don't think it's out yet, is it?
No. No, it's not. And there's a lot of reviewers that are basically like, we have the card, but we can't talk about it. And there's one reviewer who actually did a music video or a rap or something about the 1060, but basically the entire rap was like, I can't talk about it, but I have it.
Well, I'm looking at the 960 in comparison to the 1060. You're getting like over 200 more CUDA cores, over 2 more teraflops. How much? It's got 4 more gigs of VRAM, which is huge. That's one of the biggest points.
Right, but here's the question. Is it over 9,000 in the power department? Because if it's not over 9,000 in the power department, then it's just not worth it.
I can't answer that. I don't even know what that.
Oh, you know what? I bet it's only 7.5 gigs of VRAM. It's not really 8 gigs. It's only 7.5 gigs. That's where they're cutting corners on it.
So, I mean, that's close enough, right?
What was that? It's like a
I
ceiling,
have
man.
children taking showers, so they had to go by.
At this moment in time, it's like
Yeah.
They're gone.
it happens.
Yeah.
And the 1070 is what? That was the card that's 330.
It's 350-ish, I think.
Oh, 350-ish.
We can look on the Newegg and find out, though. It's not cheap. I think the price went up on all the cards.
Okay.
So the Founders Edition gets the $100 tax because YOLO.
I
The
mean,
1070s are going for like $449, 4 something. Yeah, about 400 up on Newegg.
yeah.
But I think that's an artificial price inflation also partially.
Currently, my gaming needs. I still am fine with a 760, so I don't have any need to upgrade personally.
It depends what you're looking for, or what you want, and what games you want.
Yeah,
I mean,
like I said, the current games I have and play, 760 is fine.
For now.
Because when I had the 660,
Right, for now, yeah.
when I had the 660, before I got the 290X, I was about at the point where I needed to upgrade, and that was what, a year later. Because but here's the good thing about the new series of AMDs and NVIDIAs. They should pretty much bulldog or max out every game out at 1080p. No questions asked. From almost starting from the bottom, that's what's different about this year than any other year, is that the low end cards are able to do that pretty handily. It's not really even a chore for them to handle 1080p now. So that's cool.
So wait, so even the ugly ladies of the group are still getting dick. Is that what you're basically telling me?
Yeah, I mean that's a great world we live in when that happens.
I know. Even the ugly ladies are getting dick. I mean, if you want to look at it, the graphic card's like, a level of ladies. But here's the question on that. Does that mean that A&D was throwing out the ugliest lady they've got first? Just so that all the rest of the ladies that they roll out later are going to be amazing, right? So they're hopefully it's the lady that's missing a leg and she's eaten too many donuts and she forgot where she left her keys and she's at the bar half drunk. I mean, just think about all the crap that they've dealt with the 480, the RX 480, all the crap. Just think about how horrible it is. And then they bring out this sort of halfway decent card that doesn't have any of the problems, that's better than so many other things that NVIDIA is releasing. I mean, they just do that, and then they pair it with a CPU and maybe an APU, and you're just like, oh my god, it's amazing. Even though technically, if that card came out first, you'd be looking at it going like, I think I need 3 beers before I go with that card. But now it's compared to the RX 480, that's so ugly, it's like a giant horse that walked into the bar, and you're just like, I only need 1 beer for that now, because that other one I needed like a keg. That's where we're going at with this.
Sure.
What? I mean, I think I'm making sense here.
Your analogies are just off the hook, dude.
Here's the thing, though. You can't even buy any of these cards. I'm looking at Newegg, and every card, the 1080, the 1070, the 480, are all out of stock. Just about.
Oh, yeah, because they're not really in stock yet. And System, as far as the cards coming after the 480, I'm hearing more rumors of 470s and 460s first before anything 485, 490.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? So wait a second. So the 480, with all of its problems, being the short bus child that it is, they're even going more short bus. They're even going even farther down the totem pole. They're... What? Like, seriously?
Also, yes.
I'll be right back.
What is AMD thinking? Seriously, what are they thinking?
I have no idea. But, the question would be is, what is their largest selling cards? I would say that the largest selling card would be the 1060s or, the X60 for NVIDIA and the whatever the $200 and something card is for AMD, which is currently the 480. So maybe
Yeah, but if we go by the statistics that NVIDIA has released, the statistics that Steam releases, and the statistics that some of the hardware manufacturers, the whatever they're called, PC Per and Tom's Hardware releases, the best-selling card was the 970 out of the previous series. So
that's unusual, though. That was for last year. That was a thing. The 970 was, but usually it's the something 60s that are the most popular. I think the reason the 970 was such a good sale last year is because it offered so great price to performance.
the people were just willing to stretch a bit.
Yeah, they were willing to stretch for that one. I don't know. Oh, I mean that does seem kind of weird though.
Exactly. So does that really mean that because I mean most of the people that I know, so I'm trying to think. So on average, at least people that I know, they're just normal consumers. So in the old days, we're talking, the way before the current generations. I mean, I'm talking like 2010, and before the 2010. Let's see, I had people buying the old 980s, the older ones, the old cards. Before we moved into the 200 series, the 100 series, 200 series, 300 series, 500. We're talking way back. I literally feel like we've gone through an entire reset of cycles of let's see, the 9,800 or whatever, or 9,800. That was the average card that I saw most people buying back in the day. And then I don't remember the 1 series. There were problems with it where it was just a rebrand of one of the previous cards, which was the same problem they dealt with the 88 and the 98,000 series, or yeah. So I don't know. It's just, for me, it's always been, since I ran AMD after that, most of the people I saw were buying AMD cards, and then it's been this weird retransition back into NVIDIA, where, what was that? That happened, at the 560 range? Is when people started transitioning back into NVIDIA, like heavy?
Yeah, the 400 series was, from the 200 to the 400 series was pretty bad for NVIDIA. That's when they were having exactly the same problems AMD's having now, ironically enough. The power issues, noise issues, heat dissipation issues. People like to forget about that. Matter of fact, you can go back and look on YouTube. It's archived on YouTube, where even NVIDIA made fun of themselves. There was a commercial where they're using the NVIDIAs as a blower, a leaf blower, and for all kinds of shit. It was pretty funny.
Right. So I mean, yeah. So NVIDIA's gone through the same kind of crap, but here's the thing. They handled it differently, and AMD, I think I don't know what they're doing. Seriously, I literally think I really feel like they're bringing out the crappiest horse they got first, and then they'll bring out whatever else is supposed to come after the fact. That's what I really feel like right now. And if what Atomic's telling me is that AMD's just going to be worse before they get better, I fear for my children's future. Anyway.
I don't know. I mean, the 480 is a compelling card, and it's a damn good price too. $200 is definitely a shot. Plus the 2 extra gigs of memory over NVIDIA's card. But for gaming alone, it looks like the NVIDIA card is slightly better, so it might be worth the extra $20-$30, especially if you already like NVIDIA.
Unless you want a VR.
Yeah, like us Linux users.
Well, NVIDIA has VR technology in it, baked into it also, so we're going to have to wait and see how that actually performs.
It's true.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, they got some thing going on with the way they do the drawing of each screen. Some trickery and magics.
Which we don't get on Linux, do we?
No, I think we do. I think it's hardware based. I'm not sure. To be honest with you, I don't know. I mean, there's no VR on Linux right now, anyways. I don't know if that's the issue right now.
I mean, if I wanted to drop $400, not $400, but like $800 right now, I would probably go get a Vive just to see if I could get a desktop working on it. Because I've seen that virtual desktop that they have in VR, and I'd be curious just to try that. But yeah, I'm not willing to drop down $800. If I was, I'd just see if how that progressed.
Well, I don't know, man. See, my thought process is this right here, and things like this will be the future of my VR. My VR experience will be from something like this. I will be sticking it in a VR thing. And by the way, I think I packed it, and it's at the other house now in the storage area. But I'm going to be putting something like this in there, running it in VR, basically having it close to my face. And basically, because it's everything that I need, everything I want, and I don't want a freaking huge, Oculus Rift or anything like that I have to plug into a freaking computer just to have 3D, VR. I want something that I can put on my face that does more than just freaking one thing. And I don't want to have a $1,000 computer to have VR. I want something that's quick, it's easy, it's simple. It's engineered well, and it does the job, and it doesn't have to be tethered to anything else. That's what I want. When VR is at that point, when I can just pick it up, put it on my face, do whatever the hell I want to do, walk around wherever I want. I'm not tethered to any cables or anything like that, and I can hook up Bluetooth devices to it. I'm good to go. That's what I want.
I think eventually that'll happen. I just don't think that's no time soon. And I think it'll also be like depending on what type of VR experience you want, right? If you want, because right now everything's basic VR experience. Like the games that are out for VR are not really that impressive. You have some things that you can do in VR that are kind of cool, like they have the 3D painting program and whatnot, and they have some cool experiences. But VR is just not really a thing to me right now.
What?
Yeah, I mean, there's no point in buying an $800 headset to pay $20 games. That's kind of retarded.
Yeah, I know.
So, what's your opinion on this, Ubu?
We know
My
you spend
opinion?
23 hours a day in VR. So
No,
tell us
I
all
think
about it.
VR is something that's really cool. I think it's going to be utilized a lot more for other applications than gaming, I think, first. Like taking virtual tours of a house you want to buy, or like taking a virtual vacation, stuff like that. But
Even then, we're talking a long time down the road. There's no infrastructure for that right now.
Well, no, they already have infrastructure, man. They already have these 360-degree cameras
Yeah.
that YouTubers are using on YouTube
Yep.
right now.
I've seen it.
That actually,
No, but what I'm saying is,
that actually already work.
what I'm saying is, there's no services for that really, and it's going to take time for that to actually propagate and move along. And not only that, how many people actually have headsets? So why?
Well,
it's
no,
a chicken and egg thing right
what
now.
I'm saying- Not exactly, because
I can see
the
coffee
technology's
shops opening up, like, that have headsets.
Well, not only that, but as I said, with the cell phones, with the ability to do the VR on the cell phones now, and the functionality that's with that Google is pushing, and the fact that, my whole rumor mill thing and believing that Apple is going to be jumping into this, so I really have this feeling.
I think they're absolutely going to jump into it, especially using Metal or whatever the hell they got going on there.
So, well, no. So they're going to be using Vulkan also. They're already implementing Vulkan into iOS. So it's already there. They're wanting to be able to do cross-platform game stuff. So games that it's easier for them to import games externally into the iOS platform, and they're already implementing it into OS, the new Mac OS, since they changed the freaking name. They're already working on doing that because a friend of mine does Mac development, and he's already talking about some of the stuff that they're having to redo on the code base that they're working with, and the fact that they already have stuff already built for it, and that'll be integrated directly into the App Store. And because it will be Vulkan, they will be able to move applications between Mac OS and iOS, so you can literally run the same stupid app in both locations. I think you can already sort of do that now. But again, I'd have to ask Ubu because he's the only one that's been using a Mac recently.
I have not been using a Mac recently.
Yeah, you were. You were using one before that we were.
Well, yeah, months back. I've had my rig now for probably a month or two.
Oh, okay. But since you were using it before, were you able to, use apps that they were able to use at that point, or?
Wait, what's the question? Sorry.
Oh, never mind. Don't worry about it then. We'll just we'll skip over that and go somewhere else. But anyway, from my understanding, from a developer friend of mine who is actually working on iOS development and Mac OS development, they're trying to tightly integrate the graphics stack so that they can migrate applications back and forth between the two, so they can have synergy, right? So we already know that Microsoft is trying to do the same thing. And Google is trying to do the same thing between Chrome OS and the Android infrastructure. So with the ability of having Vulkan, that gives us a kind of a view of what's possible. I've already seen what 3D is capable of on my Nexus 6 and what I can do with 3D and do with virtual reality, especially with Vulkan, because I'm running Android N on it. And basically, it's just doing the thing, and it's working, and it's interesting. Mostly, it's just a racing game right now that I'm playing that has the ability to run on Vulkan, but it does have 3D support in the game, which basically means I can run it in VR mode and move my head around and race the car. It's really interesting, but it's a very unique perspective, and maybe at some point it'll be really cool, and we'll get to that point. But as Atomic and I had said previously, we need at least 90 to 120 hertz on the screens, whether they're headsets or whether they're cell phones or whatever it is. Commodity hardware has to get to that point. I know some of these OLED screens can do it. Just really depends on whether they actually get to that point or not. But is it worth it to me? Yeah. Because if I can have a cell phone that I spend the same amount that it would cost to buy an Oculus or something else of that nature, and I can buy the cell phone, I can make calls with it, I can play VR with it, I can pretty much do anything I want with it, and yeah, I think it's multi-purpose. It's the same thing that happened with consoles. Consoles are becoming more multi-purpose in the living room. They're becoming media centers in the living room. And more than just playing video games, but doing a lot of different things with them. So really just to see where we go with it, But I want to end with PC Master Race. All right, so who's up after now that I've ranted for an extended period of time? Any more commentary?
You're the one that made sound first.
What?
That was Ubu. No, that was Osiris.
What?
Osiris is like, what?
I think games like Outlast or any of those like first-person horror flicks are going to be pretty insane. Like Alien Isolation. Imagine playing that in virtual reality.
I'd have to imagine playing it on Linux first. We'll leave it alone.
Yeah, it's already on Linux.
Oh, well, there you go. But it's not my kind of game, so, whatever.
Yeah, Outlast and Alien Isolation are both in Linux, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. We shall see. I still think it's going to be some years for public mass adoption. There are still some technical problems. There's still some liability problems. There's still quite a few things that need to be sorted and worked before it actually, I think, drops into the liking of the mainstream. Like you said, then then there's the whole thing of different people will perceive it differently. I mean, just like the same topic that you guys had last week about the resolution. Different people are perceiving the resolution much differently from each other. Some people say 720 is fine. And
I don't think it's resolution. I think it's got to do with refresh rates and frame rates.
Well, like Ubu says, he doesn't care if he plays the game at 20 frames per second. I would absolutely stab my eyes out with forks if I have to play a game at 20 frames per second.
Wait, when did I say that? I said that when I had my 8400 GS. I haven't said that in a long time, dude.
You just said recently I'll play a game at 30 frames per second. Or 20-something frames per second. You don't care if it drops down because we was talking about Assassin's Creed being a crap port. Yes, you said
that. Yeah, I did. I said but it also got resolved. That 24 frames per second thing was
so what
something
does
that
it play
just happened at launch.
What does it play at now?
I didn't have a counter on. I'm not sure how to get a counter on Windows.
It's the same when you get it on Linux. You open a Steam box and say turn on the little FERPs.
It's a Ubisoft game. It's not Steam game.
Oh, so That's something I can actually answer. If you're on Windows, download Fraps. That's an easy frame
That's
counter.
one way, yeah. And then you can
Yeah.
also use the NVIDIA counter too. There's many ways. But yeah,
that.
Well, I'll have to
Assassin's
check it
Creed has
out.
been known to be crap because it's Ubisoft. Their ports are substandard. But yeah, no, I absolutely cannot play a game less than 60. Because if I see it, I can see it as soon as it drops at about the 58 mark. It's noticeable. But some people don't care.
What are you giggling about like a school child, Atomic?
58 frames a second. We know he's a 60 hertz master race.
Oh, you can. I can totally watch it. Like some people say, I've seen people with 720p monitors and TVs who play games on them, and I'm like, how? How do you do that? Like, why? Some people just don't care, and some people absolutely do care. And I think it also is what you're exposed to. So if you've never played on, say, a 1440, 144 hertz monitor, then you probably don't care about that either until you have it, and then you're like,
Right,
going
that's
back.
kind of what I was getting at when I had, like when I first started PC gaming, and I still had a Core 2 Duo, and an 8400 GS. I was playing Serious Sam, whatever, and I was getting 20 frames per second, and it was fine for me because I didn't experience anything more than that. I was like, I'm gaming, I'm having fun, and this is cool.
I don't think that's the same thing. Because playing
because I never experienced higher.
No, hold
frames per
on.
second.
Because playing at 720p and playing at 1080p is a preference thing. Playing at 20 something frames per second is a problem because it's moving like a slideshow. Like, how do you not like? I don't understand how you could even do that. Because you got to remember, Nintendo, all the consoles 30, 40 years ago played at 60 frames per second. You have experienced it. Come on.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
No, Nintendo. No, they didn't. Okay, so, just especially we'll use the NES for example. There's no way in hell it ran at 60 frames a second. The reason that's even an idea, the reason the backgrounds were designed the way they were, is because the background didn't fucking move. The character itself moved, and the only thing that changed would be the scene changes within the actual scene in which the character was located. And it wasn't gauged by frames per second at that point. It was gauged by the amount of redraw on the screen. And so you didn't have frames, you had what they called linear something. Crap, I don't remember what it's called now.
But
Dang
would it or would it not be equatable to 60 frames per second? Since I know that we're not using
would
frames,
not be-
but
No, it would not be anywhere close to being equated to that, because we're talking about something, its refresh rate in relation to your linear redraw, and we're talking about something that was on a CRT, not on an LCD, not on a rendering. Not frames per second are a thing created by graphics cards to be able to figure out how many frames that can be rendered per sequence. And we're talking about something completely different.
my point is that he has experienced great redraw or something that has been nice. Even if he played on Xbox, you've been playing at a consistent frame rate.
Okay, so if we're going to talk about that would be something closer to what Atomic and I were talking about the other day, which was we're talking about the actual hertz on a screen, like 120, 240, or 244, or whatever. We're talking about that. That would be what's comparable on that, because that's actually closer to what would have been rendered on a CRT. Because you have limitations that are completely different on a CRT versus an actual LCD and a graphics card. Now, when we're talking about the old days when you would be running a certain amount of frames per second on something like Doom or something like that, or, that depends on how the graphics card actually does it. And again, you didn't even see that until OpenGL support was really a thing. Because you were still dealing
You're right,
with
Swoop, I wasn't
compression
being that
issues.
technical.
Well, if you're going to say something of that nature, you got to be at least
My point
willing
is
to understand. I am
that
going
was
to
the point.
Who knows? He did run a console forever, so who knows? I don't know. He'll have to tell us whether, he was used to good gaming or not, because he ran console. And I don't consider console to be good gaming, but that's just me.
I used to love the high-res graphics I got on my Atari 2600, man. Missile Command, whew,
But
so
I've said
smooth and buttery.
yeah, I've said this before, but I started out on PC gaming back in like 99, 2000, and I went to console because at the time it was a better experience. At the
At
time.
one point, it became much cheaper. People
Yeah.
were a bit expensive.
Yeah.
I'll play them all. I mean, if I had expendable income, I would even buy a PlayStation 4 right now just for what's that game that just came out with Nathan Drake? in it?
Uncharted?
Yes, Uncharted.
No?
And that's
Oh,
one of the
okay,
most
yeah.
gorgeous looking games on any platform.
Yeah,
So,
it is. Yeah.
Uncharted 4 is amazing. I will warn you though, it's basically just borrow one because it's only a 16-hour game.
really?
It's
What about?
only a
I mean, there's other
16
games too,
game.
like Last of Us.
Yeah, oh my god, that is a game worth playing. You should play that game. That game is awesome. It's done by the same developers. It's done by Naughty Dog. I mean, they did so many amazing games. It doesn't. I mean, what is a game that they haven't done that isn't freaking amazing? I mean,
Okay.
seriously.
So
They made me love raccoons.
here's a a new hashtag for you guys to make go viral. Liberate Naughty Dog from Sony.
No, that's not happening.
Yeah, it's not happening. Basically, they've been sucking Sony's dicks for
That's
so
like
long
Bungie
that it
and
doesn't
Xbox.
really.
Microsoft, I mean, that's not happening. That's their
Well, they tried.
yeah, but that's their bread and butter. That's like Sonic. That's like
I-
Sonic leaving Sega or Mario leaving Nintendo. I don't see how it happens.
I don't know. Pokemon left Nintendo. You know, it went on its
Yeah,
own
here we
go.
go
You
again.
know, it was out there on its own.
we're gonna have to. We're blocking Pokemon from the further discussion in this podcast.
No. It's almost as good as ponies, man. It's almost as good as
Oh.
ponies. But no. Seriously, though. I mean, we'll go back to the point of that, though, is like, there are so many different games that I wish were multi-console. Like, Uncharted, I think, would make a shit ton of money if they went different platforms. But here's the thing, because it is solely for a specific platform, they can fine-tune the game to where it looks freaking amazing on hardware that they don't have to worry about, oh, well, we need to optimize it for Xbox, and we need to optimize it for Windows, and we need to optimize it for this or that. No, it is specifically on a specific set of hardware, and they can optimize the shit out of it to make it look freaking amazing. Because, to be honest with you, it technically shouldn't be as graphically amazing as it is on the hardware that it's on, because it's a fucking console. But whereas you have games like Tomb Raider and or at least the Tomb Raider remakes, or whatever you want to call them, you have both of those games. Both of those games look freaking amazing, but they have their limitations, they have their issues, they have whatever, and they look freaking amazing on PC. I would love to see Uncharted on a PC. I would love to see those games on a PC. But, you know, we're not going to have it, so whatever. And I'll just have to play the PlayStation 4 and play the game, and which I've done, and then whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Indeed.
All right, sweet.
Is it really that sweet? Anything?
It's always-
Anything SteamOS related?
Sweet as cherry pie.
Sweet as bitter almonds.
Any SteamOS news lately?
Uh,
Anybody running Steam? Aren't you running SteamOS system?
Yeah. But I'm a horrible person, and that box has Windows 7 on it. Because my wife wanted to be able to play a few games that she can't play under Linux. But
I'm surrounded.
that's a whole other...
What do you do? Just have it auto launch
Oh.
into Steam Big Picture mode?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so basically, I stripped out... Okay, so this is what I did. Somebody made an image for the Steam boxes if you want to load Windows 7 on it, and there's an auto executable that you can do, and all it does is it installs the underpinning base of the OS, and it strips out all of the arrow, or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. It's the graphical user. What?
Arrow desktop.
I guess it's whatever the graphical user interface is. So it just literally boots up into the operating system, and then automatically loads up big picture mode for Steam, and that's all it does. It literally just boots up into Windows or Windows 7, and then strips out everything that it's not supposed to be there, and then also it locks it down so it won't update. But that's all our kind of works.
That's fantastic.
I have some news.
Oh.
As of July 8th, Evolve Stage 2 is free to play on Steam.
Yeah.
And that's that. It's a next-generation free multiplayer shooter featuring addictive 4v1 gameplay. And no, it's not available for Linux, unfortunately, but...
Yeah,
hey,
because that game completely flopped, like bombshelled. They had to go free to play.
Yeah.
Well, you know why?
It's
you know why
on have we tried Steam VR. I don't know what exactly that means. Are you talking about the test? The little Steam VR test thing?
Which doesn't work on Linux?
No, it doesn't. I did try it. It says my computer is Steam VR ready as long as I'm overclocked. All it does is run through and just like I'm not really sure what it does in the background because it doesn't tell you what it's doing. It just does something, and then gives you a little gauge as to how Steam VR ready you really are. And I'm like, okay. If that's what he's talking about, I don't know what he's talking about. Never ran it in a while either. Maybe it's changed.
Yeah.
No clue.
How's your new workstation build coming along, Atomic? Maybe you can fill in the viewers a little bit on that.
Oh yeah. So the dual Xeon build is entirely complete except for 3 things. It doesn't have onboard video, so I have to, beyond what the server video is, which is not going to be sufficient for a desktop environment, I don't think. So I've got, a spare GTX 780 here, so I'll just toss that in there for now. But I'm wanting to run a Radeon card because I understand the open source Radeon driver is actually better at handling multi-monitor setups. Yeah, I want to test that out.
Oh, I'll have to attest to that. It definitely is better at handling it. It just pisses me off that it's only open. Oh, it just makes me mad. And it's the Pro driver, and the Pro driver is better at multi-monitor. Just get an XFX card. If you get an RX 480, get an XFX version because they fixed the issue themselves. Physically fixed the issue on their cards as soon as there was a problem. As soon as they realized there was a problem. So any of their third-party cards already have the issue fixed. Physically.
Yeah.
On the card.
Atomic, I can't believe for a workstation you're going to actually buy a 480.
Well, yeah.
How much are they?
Like $200.
Yes, but you can get an 8 gig version that has quad monitor support out of the box.
Oh, well, that's kind of impressive, I guess, yeah.
Quad UHD monitors are in my future.
Yes. Because so basic, yeah, it supports quad monitors. And it's beautiful. It's just beautiful because they can do that. I don't know why, and I think the reason that it supports quad is because they want to be able to support VR directly off the card, and to do that, they built it in such a way that they could support having 2 monitor displays off the card for just viewing it, plus 1 monitor display to go to your virtual, your VR headset, and then another then you would be able to have so that gives you the ability to have 3 displays active at 1920 by 1080, and they just because they have the ability to have 3 monitors at a time. So that would so for example of this, say you had a 3 monitor setup, okay, and then you wanted to add your VR headset. If they didn't have the ability to support quad displays, you wouldn't be able to have a 3 monitor setup and handle a VR headset.
Are there video cards that don't support quad monitors? Because I don't like
Yeah.
what.
There are a lot of graphics cards that don't support quad monitor support. They don't have.
I mean,
quad
in
monitor
the
support.
gaming realm. I mean, from the X60 series and up. Because
Yeah.
I'm seeing
Like-
even the 760 supports 4 monitors.
Well, they do support 4 monitors. See my my fingers here? They do support 4 monitors, but there's a limitation to it. So you have to go from DisplayPort to a active DVI or whatever it's called. Basically, you have to buy extended equipment to go into DisplayPort to use the DisplayPort as the output. And you're limited on the maximum resolution per monitor. So if you want 4 displays, you're limited, I think it's to 1440, but even then there's a bunch of issues, and your cards they don't idle down, there's so many issues with it. Whereas the 480 is supposed to be able to handle all 4 displays, and it's able to idle down with no problems. And you can't tell me that you haven't run into that issue.
Not anymore. Like I said, it came, it went away, it came, and now it's gone again. I don't have the issue anymore.
But it could come back.
Could come back. Who knows? NVIDIA likes to stay ahead of the game by patching everything every fucking week, which breaks everything every other week. So yes.
Okay, what was that game again that you said is now free to play?
Evolve. It's basically an asymmetrical versus game, meaning 4-1, 4 versus 1.
But
Okay.
back to the
I haven't.
the workstation. Aside from the video card, I still need to get. I still need to receive, because they're both in shipping at the moment. A 24-pin ATX extension cable, because the power supply's 24-pin cable isn't quite long enough to reach to where the 24-pin connector is on the motherboard. And I'm also waiting on ECC RAM. I did successfully boot the board out of the case with non-ECC RAM from my current desktop, just to make sure it works. And yeah, it works. So I'm just waiting on RAM and that extension cable. And I should have it up. Diolozo, hi. And Sam Grizzle, there's nowhere for this stuff to go, which is why I'm also looking at a house tomorrow, because I'm still living with my parents, and this is a 150 square foot room, which I moved out of my apartment like 5 years ago. The apartment had 710 square feet. It ain't going nowhere.
The room is how big?
150 square feet.
That's like the tiny house living, 150 square feet.
It is. It really is. And I have a desk that is 8 feet wide and 4 feet deep. That takes up a third of the room.
Wow.
I mean, I'm going to back up until I hit something. That's about it.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So do we have anything else to talk about, or is that about it?
Team Fortress 2 got a major update we need to probably check out.
Oh,
I haven't heard good reception about it, but it is a major update to I think it's a new game mode. So we should check.
New game mode?
Yeah, yeah. So we should check that out sometime.
Team Fortress 2, new game mode, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tried and true classic. It always works.
okay. The major changes include fixed the strange filter, competitive tool not describing itself properly after being applied to an item. I have no idea what that means. It looks like some bugs they fixed.
I think it's called
Oh, yeah.
Meet Your Match. Is that what you're
Yeah,
looking
it was back on July 7th. Yeah, it says Meet Your Match update has arrived. They added a casual and competitive matchmaking modes. Additional information can be found on teamfortress.com/meetyourmatch.
Yeah, I think what it seems like you're trying to do is be like
Casual mode
more competitive. Play.
replaces quick play. Added heavy versus pyro war. And then they added 3 new community maps, Sunshine, Metalworks, and Swiftwater. They added 3 new community taunts, the Balloon Eye Bouncer, which is for pyro only, the Disco Fever, spy only, and the Fubar Fanfare, the soldier only. And then they added one new official taunt, the Carlton. Scout only can do that one. And then they added a Perfect Stranger crate. We haven't played some TF2 in quite a while. We should
Yeah, we're gonna have to play.
maybe
that.
do that and put it up on maybe record a little bit of it and put it up on the LTG YouTube page maybe.
Yeah, we'll let Osiris do that because he's the recording and editing wizard.
Okay, yep. Osiris will get right on that, I'm sure.
We will.
Put it right in that bin, his gives 0 fucks bin. He told me that's close to his garbage can.
No, that is his garbage.
Because
can.
when I told him that my Twitter handle is misspelled under my face there, he's like, yeah, 0 fucks given.
We don't even know how long ago that was even made. It was like probably a year or two. Like, yeah.
It was
I'm
right
over it
after
by
that
now.
line.
You're right. You're
so,
right. It was a surprise appearance by me.
But Bad Robot Studios, I didn't know this. Here's some useless information. Bad Robot Studios, the same people who made Mission Impossible or Star Trek Into the Darkness. Wait, what is this shit? They made films? Oh my,
Yeah, they're a film studio.
what am I looking at? Look.
Yeah. They're a film studio that basically does pretty much all of the crappy films that you don't really want to watch, but you watch because they're big blockbuster films. Yeah, that's pretty much who they are. Anyway, what does this have to do with anything?
They did a game mode in Team Fortress 2, and I'm confused now. I was thinking they were a game studio, because I thought there was a Bad Robot game studio, but apparently I don't know what the hell I'm talking about now.
Bad Robot.
Yeah.
Who knows? That's like Rooster Tooth, you know? I mean, they do all kinds of crap.
Yeah. I don't. They did a game mode called Pastime in Team Fortress, so whatever the hell that means. Does that mean there's gonna have lens flares? Because if it's not, I'm disappointed. Holy.
Lens flares.
Needs more lens flare.
No, it doesn't. I'm sorry, I don't want to have a seizure, thank you.
Needs all the lens flare.
Yeah, no. See, that's movies my wife can't watch. She has trouble watching that movie. Yeah. Less lens flares, thank you.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's all about as much as we got for this week.
So, go check us out.
Remember, kids, don't put your motherboard in the microwave, and make sure that you duct tape the babysitter to the floor. Wait, what?
Yeah.
No comment.
I thought what you do to get the thermal paste at the right temperature, you put the CPU in the motherboard socket, and then you put a little bit of paste on it, and you put it in the microwave for 8 seconds. Someone said.
Yeah, that's how you get it up. That's how you get it up to the right temp.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure. That's.
Oh yeah. Also, make sure that you use an easy bake oven to remove the rust from your CPU. Yeah.
Right. Somebody wants to know what mics you're using.
I have the
I'm using these nuts.
This is
Well,
the MXL V67G. Pretty good mic actually.
And
System is using a piece of crap that doesn't work for him. It's the Blue Snowball. Did I get that right?
well, no. It doesn't work because I have it freaking all the way. By the way, I'm reaching all the way to the back of my desk and I can't pull it back forward. And if you hear a loud pop, that's because I accidentally unplugged it. But no. So Atomic, in the awesomeness that he is, sent me this. If I could actually get it in the correct area.
Yeah, that is.
So he sent me this, and I will be using this lovely black, beautiful mic
Cock.
at some. Yes, whatever you want
totally
to call
talking
it.
about the microphone, people.
We still can't see
Yes,
it.
I'm
there it
talking
is.
on the
Okay.
microphone. Yeah, right here. You know, it'll be.
Sennheiser.
I don't know if I want to put it at this angle so that it looks like it's just kind of touching me like in this way, or if I want to do it like right here so that it's just right in the. Or do we want it? Do we want it at this angle so it just looks like it's touching me from another? I haven't decided yet, but more than likely it's going to be up to where you can't see it.
Yeah.
And it'll only kind of hang down just at the edge of the camera, so you can just barely see it right off. So that when I bump it with my head, whatever. We haven't decided, but when I get to my new house, when I get fully moved in, I will mount everything up, and we will see how beautiful I sound with this beautiful mic that he sent me.
Yes. So the mic that I sent him was actually the Sennheiser E835, if you want to look that up. That one works pretty well. The Blue Snowball that he has, if you don't have it right up in your face like I have the MXL, you sound the way that he does. Because that mic is just not designed to have it far away from you. Now, the Sennheiser, that one, as long as you point it at you, it's not going to pick up much more than what's in direct line of sight. It's almost like a shotgun mic. Not quite, but close. And you just have to add a little bit of gain if you want to have it away from you. So I would definitely recommend that. It's a $100 mic. It's XLR, so no USB input. So you would have to have a mixer or an interface of some kind, but it is a good mic.
I loved when I had my Audio Technics ATR 2500. I got it at a pawn shop or whatever for $40, I think, or $45. Brand new. Amazon says they're going for $75 right now, but that mic was really good, I thought.
Yeah, and you did genuinely sound good when you were running that mic.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know. Just the thing for me is we also had this back and forth discussion because I want to be able to play audio from a different computer. I want to be able to hear it, and then I also want to be able to, if we're playing video games and stuff like that, I want to be able to talk and do different things while on my gaming rig, and at the same time be able to hear the audio from another machine. So that's why we have this option, is because I'm going to be getting another piece of equipment that will be able to tether the two systems together. So I'll have audio from two different systems coming into one, and I'll be able to hear it. You guys won't be able to hear it. You'll just be able to hear my voice, because it's just going to be going into the other machine, which will be nice.
All right.
So that's all we got for tonight, folks. Check us out at linuxtechandgaming.com, and you can also tweet at us Yeah, right there, at the Atomic Ass. And you can find Osiris.
At Osiris.
Yeah. And Ubu.
Mine's
Hopefully
at Ubuntu Addicted, which is misspelled, so it's UBUNTUADDICTED.
Yeah, just spell it like the Linux distro, and you'll get it right.
Yeah, just like the Linux dick. Dick.
Words are hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Systrom?
And supposedly so is catching Pokemon. Anyway, so if you know,
Boom, boom.
if you want to reach out and touch me on Twitter, right down below, right here, somewhere over in this area on the screen,
Yeah.
there is this thing at Systrom, and you can do that. Just do not send me midget porn, and do not send me Pokemon porn. All right, those are things that no. You want me to ban you and tell you to go the way,
Dude.
you know.
I didn't even know that existed.
Systrom loves midget porn. He hashtags it all the time, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Whatever. It's like Game of Thrones all over again. Leave me alone.
All right, everybody, bye.
Oh, and also, yeah, don't forget, there is a Steam. You have a Steam group. Linux Tech and Gaming is a Steam group as well.
Yes, go check us out on there. That does apply as our official forum.
When they read it. Yeah, when we read it.
Yeah, when we read it, which-
If and when.
Yeah,
We decide to
right.
go in there.
Right. All right, later,
It's almost as
guys.
bad as Reddit.
All right, good night, everybody.
Midgets and tentacles for Systrom.